everybody. Welcome to this little series that I'm running here. We're just going to be going over little tips to help us with our CRT shenanigans. These are going to be some of the tools and tips that I've learned from being into CRTs since 2019, so I should have a good amount to share with you guys. These are going to be a series of bite-sized videos, and to start with those, we're going to go to one of my favorite, HRC, also known as Hotkey Resolution Changer. Every time I'm on my PC, I'm pretty much using the software. One of the cool things about it is that it is from like 2012, I think in terms of the most recent update, and it still works on pretty much everything. Very compatible still. It has a little bit of hiccups here and there, which I will go over, but as a program, works very well for modern versions of Windows. If you're on Linux, chances are you just type in like a mode line and you don't really want software like this, because this is more of a UI thing. Anyways, give this sucker a download. There is a source as well. I don't know if anybody has made any better versions of this in terms of CRT compatibility. If that has not been the case, hopefully this video kind of opens up more eyes, maybe some developmental eyes that can improve on this software to make it really helpful for CRT users, because this isn't really something that people need anymore besides, you know, us as CRT hobbyists. Anyways, so once we have the executable downloaded, when you launch it, you will be met with this icon on the bottom of your taskbar. Right-click it, and you get these options. There's restore, exit, and then you have these two things. Click on the icon, and you will find these. Now here's what we got going on here. You have this button that can refresh your supported resolutions. So if there are any changes that you make within the EDID, say it's through NVIDIA control panel or custom resolution utility, for those changes to apply and for the software to be able to read it, you want to hit refresh supported resolutions, or else those changes will not be reflected in Hotkey Resolution Changer. Once you have done that, you can only have 2 hotkeys at the bare minimum. Now this is good. Here's where this becomes really customizable. Say I am someone that uses 9 resolutions at a time. Okay, let's do 9. We get all of these options, right? When you hit the drop down, you get access to essentially every resolution that is in your EDID currently. So in custom resolution utility, I have a ton of things set. This will reflect those that I have set within CRU. Now there is a issue. It's more of a Windows issue rather than an issue with this software, because it's just reading what Windows is telling it. And that is the fact that some of these resolutions are fake. If you have messed around for maybe an hour with a CRT monitor and you have been setting custom resolutions, you've probably come across setting a resolution to the CRT, and the active signal, I'll even show you, the active signal mode will be different from the desktop mode. This is unfortunately a thing with Windows, and you cannot really avoid that issue unless there's some other software or driver that I'm not aware about that will fix that issue, but that is something you will deal with here. It's just how it is. My word of advice is to just get to really know the resolutions that you have made for this monitor. Now there's a lot of ways that you can use this software. Here's how I use it as an example, so you can kind of get something to go off of. What I do is set the number of hotkeys to 2. Now me personally, I actually don't use a physical hotkey to change my resolution. What I do is have this act as a sort of band-aid for the issues that Windows has when it comes to changing resolutions. Let me clarify. When you go to settings and you want to change the resolution of your CRT monitor, you typically would assume, hey, let me go to the display resolution where I can adjust the resolution of my monitor and say, hey, I want to do, I don't know, 800 by 600. When you apply that, you might notice that it looks very strange and off-putting. Well, what's going on? Let's go to advanced display to find out. As you can see, the desktop mode and the active signal mode are different. Therefore, your monitor is still running at 1600 by 1200p at 75 Hertz in my example, but it's just being downscaled through software to 800 by 600. That's something we want to avoid. It's improper as hell and it looks like shit. Now, the band-aid to this issue that Windows causes is going to advanced display, scrolling down to display adapter properties, make sure that you are set to the display that you are trying to change the resolution to. Sometimes it'll be on a different one. When you're in the adapter section, hit list all modes, and you will get access to every single resolution that Windows is picking up. This, unfortunately, will also include resolutions that don't exist. Meaning that if I set it to 720 by 576 at 100 hertz, chances are this is going to be my resolution, which is 1440 by 1080p at 100 hertz. That is a resolution that I have. Chances are it's going to be that scaled to this resolution. We don't want that. So same advice as I gave before, make sure you know what resolutions you've made before actually just picking and choosing from this list, because a good amount of them aren't going to exist, which kind of sucks. But like I said, it's a Windows thing. It's not really anything that you can do. Now this works, right? This is a pretty decent workaround. It gives you what you want, but here's the issue. It's kind of jank and out of the way. Say I'm on a website, you know, just doing my thing. I go to settings. Oh, I want to change my resolution. Let me go here. Advanced display properties. What do I want? Yeah, let's do this one. Apply. All right, we're good. What's annoying about that, and once again, see what I mean? It's not the proper thing. Make sure you know what resolutions you got set. Can't stress it enough. The only thing is that you just tab out of that because you want to keep it up, because why keep opening that window up? But the thing is, you're going to just keep having these things in the background because you're going to forget. I don't know. This is something I do. So, I mean, not everybody will go through this, but it's still just annoying. It sucks, right? It's not proper. It's just this weird jank window. So why not have a cool piece of software? Let's fix this issue that we've gotten ourselves into. We're at 1600 by 900. The desktop is running at 1360 by 765. All right, let's get the hell out of here. This sucks. Maybe I want a resolution like that. That'd be nice, because I'm pretty sure that this mode actually exists. So, go into the software. Now, here's what I do. I have a desktop resolution that I always have set for when I'm just browsing, editing videos, what have you, and that is this resolution here on top, 1600 by 1200p at 75 hertz. That's the resolution that I like. Now, what I do for my second section is this is any resolution that I like to go to, whether it's one for a game, whether it's one for an old video and I want to match the resolution, whatever it is, I'll use this to change my resolution to that. Take a look, 1600 by 900 at 120 hertz. Where is that? 1600 by 900. You can choose your refresh rate. I've only got 120 hertz. Let's apply it. Click this little monitor, and there you go. Problem solved. We got ourselves out of the rut. Very good stuff. And then, hey, I'm done using this resolution. Let's go back. Well, I already have this set, so I don't need to go searching for it. There we go, all set. And then just minimize it to the tray and use it whenever you need to. Let's go use it again. Click it. Good. Minimize it. Good. Want to go really, really quick? Right click, choose it if you already have your resolution set. The refresh rate drop down makes it really useful for if you have certain refresh rates set for a particular resolution. There is, unfortunately, a big downside to the software, and that downside is unfortunately when it comes to interlacing. And this is what I meant in the beginning of the video, where if people could improve the software in any sort of way, if you're smart enough, it would be really appreciated. The unfortunate thing about HRC is that it does not support interlaced resolutions in any way of the form. What do I mean by that? Well, if I have an interlaced resolution set on this monitor, and I go to change to say, hey, let's do my desktop res. I'm done doing 240 hertz. I click this, it gives me an error. It will not let me. And it is a vice versa thing in the sense that you just don't get any options for interlaced resolutions. All of these resolutions that you are seeing are only going to be in the progressive form. No interlacing here. So unfortunately, that does mean that when you want to do an interlaced resolution, you absolutely have to go to the display adapter properties for your monitor and go to list all modes. That is the only way that you can do it. It sucks. It's very unfortunate. Had this software supported interlaced resolutions, it would be absolutely perfect. But you cannot do that, which really sucks. But it's how it is. I'm a huge fan of it. If people could put a little bit of elbow grease into it and make it do interlaced resolutions, that'd be pretty cool. I would really like that a lot. But this is one of my favorite things for CRTs. Been using it for a good amount of years at this point, and I am certainly not gonna let go of it. I have it start up with Windows all the time. It's in my startup folder, so it will just boot up right with Windows, and I'm just ready to go. It is very nice. If you use a CRT monitor at your desktop, whether it's for emulators or for your main monitor, I I really recommend that you get this software. Even if you're an interlacer like me, I think you can still find some value. It's free after all. Might as well give it a try. If you don't like it, just delete it. It's nice to take some ease of use when it comes to these displays because, let's be honest, they're getting old. Compatibility-wise, hardware-wise, software-wise, we gotta really keep up our momentum to make these things work. So, here's one way. Hotkey Resolution Changer. Give it a download. You can find the link in the description. Shout out to this guy for making some great software. I will see you guys later. There will be some more of these popping up every now and then. And also, quick little thing that I thought of as well, if you have any pieces of software or tools or whatever it is for CRTs, share them in the description. Knowledge is power when it comes to these things, and the community, I think, could benefit from things like this. Seriously, give it a share in the chat, and I mean, I might even make a video if I find it cool enough. Thank you for watching. I will see you later. Take care.